Good morning, everybody. So with today's video, I'm going to give you 5 underrated Hugo Boss fragrances. This is not top 5. This is not the best of the best, but these are actually really solid Hugo Boss fragrances. They have put out a lot of fragrances over the years, so a lot of them are bound to be forgotten. I want to bring these ones to light. So all of these are pretty much all affordable, but I'm going to give you one that's going to be a little bit more expensive. Number 5, because it's not in any numerical order, is going to be Hugo Boss XY. If you're looking for a good spring and summer fragrance, this is actually a really good option, especially if you like mint. You're also going to get basil that adds that extra greenery to it. There's going to be pear leaf, bergamot, cedar, musk, and patchouli. Overall, just green, mint, basil. A little bit of that pear leaf, if that really adds a little bit of the greenery, I have no idea. But there is a little bit of bergamot or citrus in the opening. And the dry down, just woods and musk. This is pretty much like what I picture it, like a field of mint with the woods in the background. That's what this kind of is. It's very fresh, it's energizing, it's aromatic. It's a feel-good fragrance that's gonna leave that pep to your step. I did state spring, but when it's like really hot, this will just radiate off your skin. Like when you got a heat wave, or if you live in Florida when it gets balmy hot in the summertime, for me, this is the type of fragrance that I would gravitate to. Longevity, you're gonna get about 4 to 5 hours tops. Next one, 1999 release. I thought it was like the early 2000s or like the late 2000s, but this is pretty damn good. And the thing is though, I just started wearing it last week. I'm like, wow. Like, and I've been doing this for over 10 years, so you would think that I would just get this like way sooner, but no. Hugo Boss Hugo Dark Blue. I don't know if it was in the shape of like a canteen, so we're gonna put like Hugo Boss Iced, which unfortunately this is in this bottle nowadays. I don't know why they're doing it. I really truly don't know. This is like a shaker bottle, you know? But this is really nice. Like I think it's prime for the spring and autumn time. Like around this time, perfect. It's got a lot of citrus of lime, lemon, orange. I think there's a little bit of grapefruit, not sure. Definitely the ginger, but it really becomes woody. So you're gonna get mahogany and cypress. There's definitely some cedar, a little bit of vetiver and patchouli, but there is also spices of cardamom. There's gonna be a little bit of sage and of course vanilla and benzoin. Like a woody citrus with a little bit of spice and like an ambery, woody, vanillic base. This is nice. Like it does have a little bit of a blue tinge to it, so you think that there would be maybe like a little bit of lavender, which surprisingly there's not. This is just an everyday fragrance. This for me is ageless, but it might resonate with someone who's a little bit older because this is 25 years old. However, young people, if you're watching, and I know that I rag on you guys a lot, I make fun of Gen Z and Gen Alpha a lot. I'm just an old man, okay? Miserable old guy. And trust me, it's a generational thing. When you get older, you'll make fun of the younger generation. You just will, I promise you. But young folks, if you're watching, this you can actually wear. It doesn't smell aged. It doesn't smell old. It doesn't smell mature. It does smell like the 90s though. And the great thing with the young guys out there, like the younger generation, is fashion circulates. Just kind of like gets recycled, right? If you're looking for that 90s aura, because a lot of y'all have brought back that 90s fashion, this is something that you might want to check out, right? Just to kind of go with your attire, your wardrobe. I think it would complement it quite nicely. But this, again, spring, autumn, fall, longevity, no more than 6 hours. And as well, this is more of a daily wear, like a daily casual wear. You can wear this to school, you can wear it to work, just for the sake of wearing a fragrance. Number 3, I reviewed this one with Chad Secrets yesterday. It's a great spring and summer fragrance. Not sure if the video itself is going to go up before this one. Who knows, but that's going to be Hugo Boss Hugo Man, launched in 2021. So this is definitely the newest one in this video. It has been talked about, but again, because Hugo Boss does fragrances every year, it's going to get forgotten. This is a very, and I mean a very woody fragrance with a lot of apple. And you throw in that lavender. So in the opening, it's a green Granny Smith apple with some lavender as the mid, but I really find that the lavender is in the opening as well. But quickly, it becomes very woody. You still maintain that apple and that lavender, but it becomes, again, very woody. The woods is balsam fir, pine needle, but it also states other woody notes. Really, what it is, it's a lot of pine needle or pine tree. And there's a certain greenery to it I find from that woodiness. It's like a green woody, if you will. But as well, it feels like there's a little bit more going on than just the apple. I feel like there's maybe like a little bit of a plum accord in this fragrance, but it's a really nice scent. For me, it is maybe a little ageless, but for me, I feel like the woods. Really, it's the pine and maybe the lavender combination that kind of matured this one a little bit more. If you're a college student, even high school, you could wear it, absolutely. But I feel like someone who's later, like let's say late 20s, might appreciate it a little bit more than someone who's in their early 20s per se. That's just me, but it's an everyday casual fragrance, and there is a little bit of, it's a little bit deeper when it comes to like their spring and summer fragrances. Generally, their spring and summer fragrances are green or just super fresh and green, but they have some very fresh, citrusy, clean type of fragrances. This, I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the shape of this nowadays. All Hugo line fragrances, because you got the Boss bottle line, then you got the Hugo line. I don't know why, but a lot of the Hugo fragrances are turning into the shaker bottles. Number 4, bit of an older fragrance, 2006 release, and I think it's a really good one. Hugo Boss Selection. This is a great spring and autumn fragrance. Right now it's like October 6th or something like that. This is a great fragrance for this time of the year. There's lots of citruses in the opening, such as mandarin orange, bergamot, and grapefruit, but there's a lot of spice as well from pink pepper and star anise. The star anise is in the mid, but it's pretty much in the top as well. The mid is going to be cedar needles, geranium, and the base is going to be vetiver, patchouli, and musk. This for me is a very woody, citrusy, but also musky type of fragrance. The muskiness adds a little bit of a mature feel to it, but someone in their early 20s most certainly can wear it. But it just has a little bit more of a mature vibe. I think that this would be a great daily wear, but like sense of style, something a little bit more than this, but like preppy fashion. Someone who's all about manners maketh man. This is not like a modern day gentleman type of fragrance, okay? Like the metrosexual that we used to say back in the day, but it has certain gentlemanly components to it. And I just think that this will do better than just wearing something like this. That's just me. If you like wearing it like just with a white t-shirt and jeans, or topless, or naked, then knock yourself out. I'm just not wearing this naked because you don't need to be picturing me naked. That's just a shudder moment right there. But for me, this is a great everyday gentleman type of scent. Perfect for the office, suit and tie, longevity, 6 hours. And number 5. Let's go with something a little bit more expensive. It's from their luxury line, the Collection line. I reviewed this one twice. First one was super cringe. Listen, a lot of my stuff is cringe. I don't take myself too seriously. I really don't, as you can tell with the whole naked comment, right? But when you start off in YouTube, you can't watch your early content. You just can't. It's just that cringe for pretty much everybody. But I did this one on Alcatraz. Then I redid it at Scent Explore 2022 where I deleted it. And I'll explain why. But Hugo Boss Wool and Musk. This is a mature fragrance. This is a fragrance for someone who is polished, sophisticated, and mature. So why do I have it? I'm a goofball, but you know, I do know when to be polished and well-mannered, let's just say. This only has 3 notes. This entire lineup has pretty much 3 notes. And that's gonna be musk, sandalwood, and cinnamon. And that's what you're gonna get. A lot of woods, so a lot of sandalwood, some cinnamon, and a whole lot of musk. This is just pretty much like a musky woody with spice as like, if I were to go by no pyramid, musky, woody, then spicy. And there's a little bit of a powdery undertone, and I have absolutely no idea where that comes from. Maybe from the musk itself. This is marketed as a unisex scent. Maybe in some ways. Maybe that powderiness does add a little bit of a feminine quality to it. But for me, this is more of a gentleman's fragrance. I would say that this is 70% to 80% more men than women. This is for suit and tie events, for tuxedo, for someone who is definitely manners maketh man. The video that I deleted of this was with a big name influencer. How can I name his names? I know that people love names. He said that this was more youthful. When he said that, I kind of like, oh, okay. I'm probably not going to keep the video because this is not youthful. Never trust what influencers say. If you are interested in smelling this, this is harder to come by when it comes to decant. You might have to blind buy, and I am not one to recommend blind buying. You have to form your own opinion. Do not trust influencers and do not trust me. I am putting that on camera. You have to form your own opinion. Always do so. But Wool Musk from Hugo Boss, this is an absolute gem. And guys, that is 5 underrated Hugo Boss fragrances. They got so many fragrances. I could have done like a top 10. I'm looking at them right now. I definitely could have done a top 10. Out of all the fragrances that I have, like when it comes to all the brands, I've talked about them the most. If you want to see a top 5 or a smell rate that I did with my wife or with other people, check out right here. And if you like this very video, and if you like the honesty towards the end about influencers and myself, please leave me one of these. It does show YouTube and the algorithms that you like this type of honest content. Any other videos that I've done from this brand, they will all be down in the description box below just in case you want to check those out. So guys, I thank you for my time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.